Good morning. How you doing?
Amazing.
Good. You want to take the mic first? Just tell us, first of all, Madison, how did you get involved with making the film?
So the film was made, originally I was given a Google Doc, and it was like on some sort of website, and it was, fill this out if you want to be a part of it and get into it. So that's how I got into it. I filled out this form, and then there was like connections, and then so a few weeks later I was going down to Derby.
Wow. Same for you, Stacey?
Yeah.
And going down to Derby, how was that? Suddenly you go down, you were staying with strangers, no family and friends around. How was it?
It was very nerve-wracking. But once I actually got down there, it was quite fun.
And what sort of things were you doing down there?
I played these kind of like games. Maddie did... What was yours?
So when we were in Derby, we got into a bunch of like meetings. We did fun small workshops to really get in the mindset of what we were there for, the child poverty, and understanding what it's about, how we can combat it. And we did like different workshops. One of them is we did parodies of TV shows at the moment. So you did a parody of, it was like the news. And it was like how to live on a budget, but it was the way that people that have money view child poverty. So the idea of eating dog food, or if you're cold, just put more layers on instead of actually seeking out an issue. And my team did, I'm wealthy, get me out of here. And it was the idea of these wealthy people living in the life of someone with poverty, and them despising it, having to eat Tesco branded crisps, or having to sleep in a bed that wasn't fancy linen duvets. And we had like different workshops, sitting down together on it like this. It was this giant glass table, sitting down, talking to one another, getting really vulnerable with it, and talking about the deeper issues and how we can relate to it, and how we can really feel that emotion.
And Stacey, you made not just this film, you made another film about the making of the film. What was all that about?
Yeah, well, for the making of the film, we went down to Bristol, and it was with the plane. It was my first time on a plane.
No.
So that was really cool.
We're going to have a look now at the film. This is the making of the advert. Let's have a look at this one. That looked like a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was beautiful, and I think that quote's going to follow me for years. From being a really shy oyster to a large land shrimp. It's going to be the headline, Madison Shrimp.
And Stacey, what's it like seeing yourself involved in that? Obviously, you were smiling through it. I could see you brought back great memories.
Yeah, it definitely has some memories I'll have for life.
What was the best part of being involved?
Just being on a film set.
It gave you ideas that you know, maybe an opportunities that you wouldn't have had before.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Being on the film set was absolutely wonderful. It was in Bristol. I've never been to Bristol, and it was a very beautiful place. And it was the idea of being around professional filming equipment, professional actors, and just around so many people that have such a genuine care for the projects that they have going on, especially child poverty, as it's such a issue. Talking to Paul in that little interview, he had such a connection with child poverty, living in poverty himself, and was really expressive and really excited to work on this project, as much as me and Stacey was. And it was just an amazing experience that I think will be I don't think it can top.
And I'm guessing this is the sort of area you want to get into now, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I think you could be quite good. You know, I'm just a guess.
I wasn't on the official video. They cut me out, but we had to put the school uniform on because the school that we were filming in, they wanted me and Darcy to be a part of it. So you can see just a bit of Darcy in the actual film, and I'm just cut off to the side. But I've got photos of me in the school uniform, and I just gone out of my GCSEs, so I hadn't worn a school uniform in like a few months, and I was like, whoa, I'm in someone else's school uniform. This is so cool.
And that's not the only microphones you've been behind, because you've been on radio on Radio Newcastle. Do you want to?
We were on the radio twice. I remember the first time I was really quite nervous, but then the second time I had more confidence. I remember the first time actually Maddie brought me into conversation.
Yeah, being at the BBC was amazing. And there was a TARDIS there, and I'm a bit of a Doctor Who fan, so that made me very excited. There was like a real TARDIS there. And yeah, but being in the studio working on the BBC, it was amazing, and I can just keep saying that word amazing over and over again. But it literally was. It was the idea of sitting there and being the person being interviewed instead of me interviewing someone. Was wild, and being asked so many questions that really brought Stacey and myself out of our own shells, and the idea of someone being so interested in what I had to say was actually breathtaking, and I would love to go back on it again, and it was amazing.
And the film's taking you to Parliament as well. What's that about?
So when we were at Parliament, we were talking with MPs about child poverty at the time and what's currently happening. We were in one of these big rooms, and I remember there being chairs and sitting in them. Do you want to explain?
How was Parliament?
Very cool. I remember after talking with the MPs, we had a tour of Parliament, and that was so unreal.
Yeah, fantastic journey that you've both been on. What's the next step for you both?
So the next step for me is definitely getting still involved. I would love to be even more a part of it than I already am, and it's just a wonderful experience to be sat in rooms like this with so many wonderful faces, so many wonderful people, and being proud to say, this is where I am, this is the opportunity I've been given, and it's time to make it known that that's who I am, to stand up for what I know, to make other people's lives better, and give them the opportunities that they might not have or won't reach as the normal person would. And it was very much the idea of opportunity, being given that time to shine. Everybody deserves their moment, their time, and their experiences to be a positive one. They don't want to be dragged down by the idea of poverty. They don't want to be dragged down by the idea that they live in a deprived area, and that is going to be a negative effect on them. And the fact that I've been able to make such a difference is just amazing, and I would love to just keep doing it when I get older, as time goes on, and really seeing that noticeable difference.
Fantastic. I think we might hear quite a lot more of these two in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, Stacey and Madison.